Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Joshua de la Victoria. I am a musician, guitar player specifically, based in Southern California. And I kind of wanted to talk about the process of writing and recording in Tuplets. I've been writing a lot of music in Tuplets recently because it's very fun and has a certain sound to it that you don't get in like 16th notes. I kind of want to talk about this because getting into it, it was an interesting experience specifically with the recording in Tuplets because most DAWs actually don't let you put the grid at a tuplet rate, right? So I use Logic. I can set the grid to 16th notes, to triplets, any variation of those two rates. So like 8th notes or like 32nd notes, like you can do that. But then once you want to put something in quintuplets or septuplets, it actually doesn't let you put that in a grid. You can quantize to it, but it makes it frustrating to write in tuplets. So we can talk about how you get around that. There's a couple different ways that I've seen people do, and then I'll tell you exactly what I do. And I thought I'd also take the opportunity to just write a little tuplety thing. Yeah, without further ado, let's kind of get into it. Okay, so now you guys are seeing my screen. I have a Logic session open. I'm thinking for this video we're going to write something in septuplets just because I enjoy septuplets. But you can apply this to any kind of tuplety thing, right? If we're going to look at where you would normally change your Logic grid to fit a different kind of rate, it would be up here. And then you can choose from all these different rates. But as you can see, it's all basically some form of triplet and some form of like straight like 8th note or 16th note. If I go to like 12 or 24 or 16, you can see it change. So now I have, this is a quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, right? And as you can see, there's 4 notes in total. But then if I switch to 12, now it's triplets. So there's 3 notes in total. But that's kind of all that you have. You can't actually put the grid in any kind of tuplet higher than something grouped in 3s. Here's what we kind of have to do. There's 2 ways to do this. The first way is to actually just disregard that it's a tuplet and put things in 16th notes, right? Which is actually the approach that I normally take because I find it a bit easier to program any kind of MIDI stuff this way. So what I'll do is put the grid in 7/16. So now we have 7 notes per measure, right? But now what you have to do mentally is think, okay, these are not measures, these are actually quarter notes. So I'm thinking of a whole measure as one big quarter note, right? So now I have a quarter note with 7 beats. So that's the first way to do this, which is the way that I generally prefer because I find it easier to write MIDI this way. The second way is to actually keep the grid in whatever time signature it really is in. So like say I'm doing a tuplet tune and it's in 4/4. You can create your own grid in MIDI that you're going to paste everywhere and then move it to whatever note you want. So I have MIDI that's going over a measure and I have 4 quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is the 1. So I'm going to open the piano roll. I'm going to make, say I want this to be in septuplets. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I have 7 notes, and these are in 16th notes. I need to make these fit into a quarter note. So one way to do this is to go to Function, Time Handles, select these, and then you can actually just move this like that. So now I have 7 notes within the space of 1 quarter note. So I'm going to turn time handles off. And then this you can paste. And this is basically your new grid. And you can kind of put notes wherever you want and write songs this way. So I need some drums. So let's make a new software track. And then this is going to be drums. So I'm going to open up Contact in Logic. Okay, and let's do the only get good drum set that I really use. That's fine. Okay, now I'm going to program some MIDI drums. I personally have a fun time starting with drums, and then it kind of just lets me figure out a groove to kind of base everything onto. I'm going to kind of keep this simple. So the way that I normally think about a tuplet groove is it could be in any time signature you want, because a tuplet doesn't tell you what time signature it's in. I'm going to maybe keep this in 4/4, but it's 4/4 in septuplets. And the way I want to orchestrate that is kind of like a subtuplet swing thing, which basically means it's like a long accent and then a short accent. And what I mean by that is, so say I have this hi-hat, I'm going to break up this group of 7 into 4 and 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So now if I play this back, we have a subtuplet swing style groove. So you can feel this in 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's also called like a drunk feel, because it feels like the drummer is drunk. But of course, if we fill in these spaces with like some ghost notes and some more kicks and maybe different snare accents, you can kind of really start hearing that septuplet sound. I'm going to give this more context and fill in these spaces a little bit. That's kind of cool. I'm into that. So I'll have this one and I'm gonna make one more variation of it. Cool, so now I have these two grooves, and if we hear them back to back, yeah, basic septuplet-y style groove. So now let's kind of add some more to this to make it a bit more interesting. I'm just gonna loop this. I want like some kind of interesting synth. I need to find some chords though. So I'm gonna do some Archetype Matteo Sasato. All right, let's find some chords. Okay, I think I found the chord progression that I want to do after like freaking 20 minutes of just playing around with chords. It's actually extremely simple. So I'm gonna start here in like an A. To there, and then I'll go. I'm gonna make just like a pad that follows that. What am I gonna use? Let's do some Arturia. Now I'm literally just going to take the notes that are on the guitar and just put them in MIDI in this synth so that it's, I don't know, it just kind of helps me with layering stuff and figuring out kind of how I want to orchestrate this. Okay, so now I have this MIDI written out. I'm gonna make it sound cool. Let's see what the labs sounds like. It's kind of cool. Cool, so maybe I'll have it like start out with something like that. double this with something. I'm gonna randomize the panning of it, so I'm gonna use this plugin called Pan Man. And then this is gonna kind of just make it random. It is a little quiet. I'm just gonna bring this up with a gain. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to record two guitars kind of doing some sparkly stuff in the right and left channel. And I want them to be different. I don't normally do that too much, but I just feel like it could be kind of cool. So I'm going to create two new audio tracks. This will be guitar left, guitar right, hard pan them. Okay, and then I'm going to make a track stack. Call it sparkle guitar. And then I'll put that same Mateus Asado. Now I'm only coming out, my main signal is only coming out on the left, but because this is in a stack that's stereo, the reverb and delay are going to still be coming out of both sides, which I like. Should I make this faster? What's it sound like? Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I think I want the left and right side to be going back and forth. So like for the first chord, I think on the left side I'll go like, and the second chord play like, and then flip it on the other side. Let's try that. Okay, and then the other side. Okay, so now I'm just gonna mess with this a little bit. Okay, and now I'm just gonna add some bass. And I'll do another contact because Simon is the man. Let's do this. Take off the bright, make the tone a little darker. Alright, and then let's do... Here's what I'm gonna do just because I'm feeling a little lazy. I'm gonna copy this drum to here. I'm gonna delete this and I'm gonna delete all the ghost notes. So then I'm just gonna be left with kick and snare. And I'm gonna put them on one line. And now, okay, then I'm gonna select these two things. And I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, and then I think I can select all of these. Function, MIDI transform, fixed velocity. So I'm gonna bring all of these down quite a bit, maybe to like 50. Okay. And then note to end of following notes, force legato. Yeah. So, okay. So that's that. Now, if I listen to this drum part, okay, I know, okay, these 3 notes, I want them to be like little dead notes. It's a little much at the moment. And then I'm gonna do some random guitar-y stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna record something and see what happens.